Don't you know that they'll be watching, waiting for him and failure? He ran on making up a million ways.
Alright, today what we got to do is we got to put in this thermostat, and actually this might be the radiator cap. Yeah, thermostat, radiator cap.
For you to tell her, your tenement is a forest, or you're hiding up a tree. It's too bad opportunity doesn't come along.
You don't know how to get to Rick's Rex? Well, I'm going to tell you. You take the I-69 bypass, loop off on Dog Lick Road, whip up 13th Street, and hang a right, baby, and you're here.
With a lifetime guarantee, yeah. Where's the wind that shot an empty breaking line? Nobody's gonna care. If you're the missing link of season, I'm the brink of strain. I'll be more than you can.
Well, hey, if you don't like fixing things and making them just like brand used, this channel may not be for you. Hey, it's Rick here, and we're back today to work on the War Wagon. Stay tuned for another exciting episode of the 1978 Dodge W150. Alright, today what we got to do is we got to put in this thermostat, and actually this might be the radiator cap. Yeah, thermostat, radiator cap. What we had, if you watched the last episode on the War Wagon, you saw that we took it for a run out to the dump, which is about 20 miles. And it got a little warm, I felt like. It's supposed to have a 190 degree or 195 degree thermostat in it. It got up to like 210 at one point, and we was running the heater inside trying to help cool it down. But it wasn't consistent. I pulled over when it started getting warm, and I thought maybe it had a little airlock in the system. Cracked the radiator cap, and there was no pressure in it at all. There was water, but I did not see it circulating. So that kind of made me think that the thermostat was stuck. So I really don't know what we're going to get into, but we're going to pull that neck off. We'll drain the antifreeze down a little bit. We're going to pull that neck off and just see what we got in there, if we even have a thermostat in it. And I'm pretty sure that if the thermostat was working and we didn't have any pressure, then it was the cap's fault. So one of the two, or maybe a combination of both, was causing it to run hot, I think. Now, it could be the Chinaman gauge that I put in one of the other episodes. Maybe that thing's not accurate. I don't know. So, but anyway, we're going to put this new thermostat in, new radiator cap, and then we're going to take my infrared camera. We're going to get it warmed up. We're going to take my infrared camera and actually shoot pictures at the block and see how hot it is. That's kind of what we're going to do today. All right, show you more. All right, let's see if we can get some of that antifreeze to drain out of there a little bit. Well, let's see if we can get some antifreeze to drain out of this thing. We're just going to get this down here to maybe about this level, and then we'll pull that off. Alright, show you more. Okay. Let's see if we can get this hose clamp loose here. Oh boy. That one's been on there a while. Hopefully this will come up off here without tearing the hose up. Looking real promising. Let me get my big pliers. There, kind of loosened that up a little bit. Maybe I can slip it up off here now. So you can see that the thing is standing full, so that tells me, of course it's cold right now, so it wouldn't have been opened yet, but it may be that this thing is just stuck. So we're going to squirt some penetrating oil on these screws and kind of work them back and forth like we did on the CrustyChrysler to try to get them out of there without breaking it. So, alright, show you more. Alright, I sprayed that a little bit there, and let's peck on them a little. That is tight. Okay, that one moved a little. That one did not. I think we're about out of go juice here. Need to get some more of that. Oh, man. I like to just kind of work him back and forth a little. But that don't always work. There, she moved just a little bit. Oh, not much left in that. Golly. Don't want to have to be drilling this thing out today, that's for sure. Put a little more stuff on here. Oh yeah, she's loosening up now. I just don't want to get too carried away with it. I just work it back and forth. Oh, yeah, she's working right out there now. Ah, there we go. Okay. That thing must... I'm wondering how this thing looks on the inside. It may be a little nastier than the CrustyChrysler was. You know, it was relatively clean on the inside, which kind of surprises me, but you guys saw it if you watched the video. If you didn't, you can click down there below in one of them groups and you can get on there and see all those videos on the CrustyChrysler. Alright. This one looks like it's a... This is a 160. Really? I didn't... So... If that's a 160, that's what it looks like to me, guys. Then that tells me that that thermostat was stuck. Because you got hotter than that, I'll guarantee you that. So. Alright, let me get this all cleaned up here and we'll get it ready to go back together. Show you more. Alright, let's get some of these cleaned up here. I'm going to clean these up just a little bit. I'm sure this is OSHA approved here. I would say that these are not the original bulbs. Because they're kind of crusty up here on the ends. I just want to clean the threads up on them a little. Boy, that's kind of rough. Yeah, let's see if we can pop this out of here. If it wasn't bad before I just smacked it like that, it is now. There we go. It definitely wasn't moving on its own. It does now. I don't know if it's stuck or not. I don't know, but I've been told that stuff's really cold. We'll just have to see someday. Probably ought to wear some gloves when you're doing this. You know, just saying. Oh yeah, this is really crusty here. Been sitting in there a while. I mean, those little things are supposed to be there, but not that little divot there. Get that on Mama's car, she'll have a fit. That's getting there. Alright, I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. It's got some corrosion on it. That's probably some kind of alloyed, I don't know, aluminum, pot metal, something. I'm not sure. All right, I'm gonna clean that up a little more, and then we'll get ready to reinstall it. Show you more. All right, made in Canada. I don't know if you can see that. That thing ain't focusing real good. And that must be the casting number or the part number. Or that's the casting number and that's the part number, one of the two. So, all right, she cleaned up pretty good. All right, let's get a T-stat in it and get a gasket ready for it, and let's get this thing put back together. Okay, so I got me some Gorilla Booger here, and I put that around that lip there. And so we've got this new piece here. So we're gonna remember the heat sink goes to the block. And correct me if I'm wrong, you can type it down below there. And then this has got one side of this is sticky. I kind of like these gaskets. This is the ones O'Reilly's always gives me, and they're nice. So we're going to set this down over here, and we're making sure that this is down in that little groove that it sets in, because you don't want that protruding up, because that would suck. I think I got that off just a little bit. You can re-stick this about twice, and then you're screwed. Come on now, let's play friendly. Just want to make sure I got my bolts lined up there. Okay, I think we're good to go. Alright, so we're going to set that down on there. And then we're going to take the bolts. I've got me some antices here. You know, you guys watch me, you know I like to put that on everything. Because, you know, you never know when you have to take something back apart. Especially on an old rig. So we don't need to get too carried away with it. Looks like I got a little carried away there. There's one. And I cleaned the threads up on these too. Well, I think you saw me do that. I'm pretty sure these are not the original bolts because they're marked up here, the hardness and everything. And I don't think the factory bolts would have had that on there. But you might know better than me. You can comment down below. All right, let's run them down, snug them up good. They're going on a lot easier than they came off, I'll tell you that. And it's kind of like anything else. You don't want to just crank one side down. I kind of like to take them down, snug them up evenly. Click, 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 click. All right. Okay, let's see if we can get this hose back on there. Oh, that thing is really nasty up in there. Let me wipe that out a little. Get the grit out of that thing. I don't know. I think I might do my grandpa trick here. I'm going to get a little. I'm going to take me a little high temp wheel bearing grease and put on this just right on the edge of that, because it's already, I mean, this thing is old. It probably should be replaced actually. There. But we're going to do it that way, right there, because we can, and I'm going to. We'll get this back down on there. Tighten him up a little. We'll just kind of check this again here. All right. Okay. Let's put some coolant back in this thing. Alright, looks like we got Race Pro 50/50 ready to go. You can't beat that. Get that down there at the Everything's a $1.25 store. Let's put some of this in there. 50/50 ready to go, baby. That wasn't a full gallon, by the way. All right, let's top this thing off and fire it up. Okay, the 50/50 ready to go is all in there. Wipe some of that off a little bit. Now, we got this new radiator cap here, as Bobby would say. And this thing's pretty rough. I mean, it's bent there. The little flapper valve's bent. It could be that, you know, if this wasn't bad, it ought to be replaced. So here's what the book over there to Napa said we needed. It don't give a pressure rating on it, but hey, we're going to put it on there anyway. Okay? We'll get this thing warmed up and then we'll pop her back like that and let some of the pressure out of it. And you're supposed to be able to put some stuff in here, which we didn't do, and that will feed that after you burp it. So that's what we're going to do. We'll stick a little bit of that down in there. I don't have the proper lid for this, so we're just going to do it like this. Put that fancy lid back on there. All right. I think that thing will throw away, and we should be ready to go. Now it looks like we already got a little bit of a leak right there before we even try to pressurize it. So let's see if we can tighten that down a little. Hose clamp. I probably should have put a new one on there. Let's put a little lubey on there. Maybe. Just come out. Come on now, just a little bit more. Am I going to have to poke a hole in the can or what? Let me get a socket to put on that. Show you more. Clear! Alright, I don't know if the thermostat's opened up yet or not, but it's got pressure in this now and it didn't before, so something is different, that's for sure. Alright, we're going to get out this little high-tech tool I got here. I bought this for work, but I've got all kinds of cool uses for this, other than using it for work, so let's just see what we got here. Well, she's beginning to warm up. There's the exhaust manifolds. It'll start telling us here in a minute
what temperature that is. Well, that's 504 degrees, 507 right there. Let's get up there. Looks like right about that housing underneath there's 174. That bypass tube's 140 something. Water going in from the radiator's 85. Let's see what the radiator's still cold. Yeah, it's 75 degrees there. Looks like it's about 183. Yeah, she's got pressure in her now. It never had that before. $187, $188. Now that water going in that hose now, that's up to 96 now. I don't know what the bottom hose is like. See if I can shine it down there on that, on the bottom hose. I'm not getting a real good reading there. Let's see. Now that bottom hose is reading about 108. 132 up here at the top. Well, 112. 180. That ought to be opening up at 180, I would think. 139. Radiator is 150, so see what our manifold is. 518 degrees. It's like the head is about 192. Right there at the base where that thermostat is, it's 179. So if it's a 180, it may not be open yet. Although it's starting to run a little smoother. It runs smoother the warmer it gets. He's up to 180 now. Boy, that's tight. Let's look and see what our temperature is in here on the gauge now. It's right about 179, 180. That's a lot cooler than it was running the other day. It is running almost up here. Well, it was past 200 at one point. That's when I shut her down. Oil pressure never did get below 40 though, even when it got hot like that. Oh yeah, she's holding right on 180 now. That's what it's supposed to do. temperature, guys. 180. Of course, we're not out on the highway speeding, but now let's flip her back in here. I need to check the brake lights because somebody has told me that I ain't got no brake lights, and we fixed them in one of the other episodes. So maybe our just like brand used is wore out again. So let's take a gander at that. All right, show you more. Let me put my brake bleeding tool 201 down here on the brake pedal. Let's go back there and see if we got brake lights. Well, I don't see no brake lights, do you? Okay, well, I guess we ain't got no brake lights. Let's get up under here and let me get my flashlight. Let's get up under here and see what we can find out. What did I do with my flashlight? Oh, it's laying right here. Okay, let's get up in here and see what we got. Well, looks like maybe something's unplugged here. I don't know. Can't really tell. Well, no, she looks like she's plugged in all right. Don't mean it works, but it looks like it's plugged in anyway. Well, I guess the next thing is to check the fuse and see if we got a good fuse or not. Holy cow. That's tight. Go over on the other side where the fuse box is. The thing's a bad enough cop magnet. I hate to drive around without brake lights. Let alone it ain't too safe. Somebody will crash into the back of me. And that would suck, because if they dent that bumper back there, I'm really going to be pissed. Alright, let's see. Well, visually, they all look good so far. Well, I don't know. What's that one right there? Yeah, well. They all look good. There's the one that says tail and park, battery accessory, stop, and there's the dome and the stop lights. Well, the dome light ain't never worked. That's inside of the truck. Alright. The one for the horn is missing, which that's because of that mess right there. Okay, let me get my test light and let's see if we got power to here. Alright, show you more. See if we can find the ground. This body's so rusty, it ain't got too much good ground here. Well, find something that's grounded. There we go. Alright, well we got power across that fuse. So it may be in the back there because we had some ground issues, if you remember, on the last, not the last episode, but the last time we worked on the lights back there. So let's go back there and see what we got. Alright, show you more. Okay, well, what I thought I might do before we go back in the back and check is let's see if we've got power to this brake switch down here, because we should have. I don't know which one of these feeds it. Let's see here. I don't know if we got a good ground here. Let's find the ground someplace. Okay, so we got power to there, and we don't here. Let's push on the brake. Nothing. Still got power there. Nothing. Let's. Nothing. Got power there. Yeah, we got power back there now. Ah, that thing is loose in there. It's not making a good contact. It don't always work though. Something's not right. Let me pull them wires off of there and see if they're dirty. Alright, show you more. Hey, we got brake lights now. Groovy.
Alright guys, that's going to about do it for today. Got the thermostat changed out, got a new radiator cap on it. It's holding right at 180. I think it'll be good to go. We'll take it on another road trip one of these afternoons. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe. Reach up there and press that button, ring the bell. Don't forget about us on Rumble. If you go on Rumble, give us a rumble. If you're here on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to both. And also we're on Instagram, so if you can follow us on Instagram, and we're on the old face pages there. So don't get much response from Facebook anymore, but you know, it's kind of fading out, I know it, but we're still on there. So anyway, check us out. Don't forget to go do a little hashtag NoNameNational500 and pull up that whole list of people that are still trying to get their 500 subscribers, because we all want to meet up down at Sikeston this fall. I think I'll stick a copy of the show bill up right here. Don't forget, if you need a sticker, to get a hold of me at the information down below in the description. And man, just like always, we're making it just like brand used, baby.
Roadkill Customs.
You find it that hard to believe that all the wrong is done, and it has not always been me. Say, whoa, do you feel it's that important to win? Though you know I'm wild, you could have never been, could have never been. I said, do you find it that hard to conceive where you thought me blind? I do sing. I said, whoa, do you know that confidence is king, and the truth